Well, here's my project for the day. Started by cutting down this tree. It was over in that corner, and instead of going with your conventional sort of saw things down, I took out the axe, chopped things down, and got it going. So now the next project is this. When we go over here, you can see in this corner that there are a few dead trees. So this is my next one. And I'm gonna try to fell him this way along the fence line. I don't care if it hits the fence line. I just want to get it out of here. You can see that one's dead there. You can see that this one and the cross, of course it's across the fence, is dead as well. Now these are conifers, so you might be saying, well, there's no leaves on it because it's winter, but take a look here. This guy here, he's got pine needles on him. These guys back here, now these are of course cedars, they're a little bit different. Pine needles on there. Why are we doing this? I don't want it to fall and hit the house. It looks kind of janky. I want to clean it up. You can see across the fence, this guy is dead too. Lots and lots of pine cones up in there. My neighbor across the way over here also cut one down. You can see this one here. This one's leaning. They're all just dead. I'm not 100% sure what is going on that all of these pines are dying. And I actually was able to fell it. So when I fell it, dropped right through here, just short of the house, which is fantastic. I didn't do any calculations or anything like that, but I did figure that if I cut it high enough, which you notice, I didn't cut it down even with the ground. I figured if I cut it high enough, that would provide me with enough room, and I was right. I was a couple feet short of the house, which is fantastic. My biggest problem now is that my brush pile back here is getting pretty substantial, which means that I need to burn it. The other thing that's kind of interesting is if you take a look, we'll climb up on the fence here. If you take a look here, you can see just the amount of activity that's going on underneath the bark. And you can see that there's some fungus. But the main thing that I'm seeing right here is that what I saw on the other one too is there's all kinds of activity down at the bug level. I don't see any total evidence of termite damage here, but trees that are wrapped in bark rot a lot less because the bark is the protection for the tree. But if you start, just look at how easily this bark is peeling off this tree. I'm gonna go ahead, I think, chop this girl down. Now here's my only concern. You look at this, it's got a little bit of a lean to the right. Let me jump down from the fence here. So when I look at it, okay, when I'm looking at it here, we'll try to set the old camera down here for a moment. Awesome. Okay. So what I'm seeing with this tree, and if it were a little bit wider, is it goes up, and I'm gonna try to drop it right in through here. It's got a little bit of curl as it goes up, kind of like this. And so that means I think that weight is gonna carry it here. If I look at things up here, perfect path for it. Now this one's a bruiser. This is a much bigger tree. If you take a look, you can see all the way up here, a lot heavier than that last tree that we brought down. So I am gonna go ahead, chop this old girl up. I'm gonna try to try to put a cut so it's gonna guide this. And I think I'm kind of gonna go into the side here so that pushes that right down this nice valley that you can see here, because I want it kind of, if it hits a fence, I could care less. It's not long enough, it's not gonna hit their shed. The biggest thing that could happen here is it gets kind of caught up leaning that way. I don't think it's gonna do that. You look straight up at it, comes back to the right, so there's a lot of weight there. If I get to pivot that thing to pivot straight through here, get out of this conifer, it's gonna go right through there. We're gonna drop it right there. Super excited about this. I'm gonna shoot a time lapse and share that with you guys. So check back for the next video.